At this premium auto body shop in northeastern Philadelphia, a team of expert restoration technicians have launched one of the most extreme resurrections they've ever attempted.
I don't know what we're gonna do next.
A rare '69 Chevrolet Camaro Z28, ravaged by rust after sitting neglected in the weeds.
We got tons of rot back here.
It's gonna be a serious problem.
It's a staggering rebuild from the chassis to the last washer.
We have to replace almost everything on this car to make it right.
To get it on the auction block in Atlantic City, the crew has just 12 weeks to totally reconstruct this classic muscle car.
It's mind-blowing.
It'll be a drag race against the clock that they can't afford to lose. Is a classic car expert dedicated to restoring rare automobiles.
Finding these rare cars and being able to bring them back to life, that's a goal I've always had, and now I can live it.
All right. Alan's searching through backyards and barns across America.
Wow.
Isn't that something?
He's looking for neglected relics he can turn into classic gems in his Philly body shop.
Here I got this car with a $200,000 car.
Alan's marquee auto restorations often go up on the auction block. The promise of a big payday keeps Alan scouring the countryside.
Going twice, sold, what a buy, sold another one.
A very rare car has drawn Alan to the shores of the Narragansett Bay. Its colonial heritage makes North Kingstown, Rhode Island a popular attraction. But that's not what brought Alan up from Philly. This phalanx of '60s muscle cars is the heart of a collection put together by a car buff from the local body shop. Muscle cars are Dennis Dempsey's passion. Alan's come to pick one up.
Hey, good morning, guys. Is Dennis here?
Hey.
Hey,
how you doing?
Alan, how are you? Nice to meet you, Dennis.
Nice to meet you.
This is?
Josh.
Josh, how are you? Here to see a Camaro. Where is it?
It's up back.
Well, let's go see it.
Dennis's collection includes acres of rusting treasures buried in the weeds. Sight unseen, Alan's purchased one of them, a 1969 Chevy Camaro Z28. In 1967, General Motors introduced the Chevrolet Camaro to challenge the Mustang, Ford's youth market dominator. With Chevy's biggest engine, the 427, as an optional power plant, the Z28 became popular with accelerator-stomping drag racers and grew into a legend among muscle cars. Finding a Z28 in good condition is rare. Although Camaros were GM's car for everyone, with lots of options from custom upholstery to rally sport trim, the Z28s appeal to a hard-driving clientele.
All right, let's pop the hood.
All right.
Wait a second. No engine.
Yeah.
Whew. This is interesting. For Marquis, this is going to be another one of those hunt till you find the right thing. Well, look, we know the car was raced hard.
Yeah.
And
yeah, it's seen some action, so.
Well, we're gonna have a tough search ahead of us to find the correct block within a certain date period that will be correct for this Z28.
Finding the correct engine will be a major challenge. Other original specifications listed on the cowl or body tag could also make the restoration difficult.
Let's look at this body tag and kind of break it down. ST69, it's a 69 Camaro. 12437 would denote that this car was an original coupe. The Norwood body with a sequential number. The trim TR727 is white, so the inside of this car is black. Here's another thing we have to do. Take it out and make it correct. We're gonna make the inside of the car white. We saw the dash on here, which is the very, very unique special order paint code, which is extremely rare.
This special paint code indicates this Z28 could be the only one produced with a custom factory color in 1969. Some auto archaeology reveals what makes this Camaro a one-of-a-kind.
I like to try and peel a little bit of this back. I think that we're going to see an original color underneath here. If we take back this orange, we see a primer coat, and then underneath that we see a dark blue. Story has it that you said the car was a blue color at some point in its life. And I believe that this deep dark blue color, whatever that is the original color of the car. And that's what makes this car so rare.
Alan's convinced that the rare paint code on this motorless relic could make its restoration profitable, but a challenge.
We're gonna go back and find out what gauges were in the car, the setup of the interior, the engine setup, and we're gonna build it as it was off the showroom floor in 1969.
After laying out $18,000 for the Camaro, Alan's headed back to his Philly shop. In just 12 weeks, the Z28 must be completely rebuilt for a prestigious auction in Atlantic City. Revealing a new project to the crew is always a special moment for Alan.
All right, let's pull this over. Now, wait to see the engine. You ready?
This time, he's got an extra surprise.
I just cut my job in half.
All right, so we found this vehicle up in Rhode Island, sitting in the trees in the woods. The interesting thing about the car is everybody can see, you know what it is. It's a 69 Camaro. This had an RS option, so it has a lot of cool trim all over the car. On top of that, it was a Z28. Yeah, so the story behind the car is that the gentleman who originally purchased this car, he used to take it over to Ohio to this famous drag area and street racing. And the DZ block that was originally in the car blew.
Oh, roll pan looks nice.
A blown engine may not be the only consequence of the Z28's street racing past. Up on the lift, more of its rough and tumble history is revealed. The damage goes far beyond the obvious. The shop veterans are beginning to grasp the incredible scope of this project.
We don't know that they welded this properly. It's going to be a serious problem. We're going to have to do the whole structure of this car. Luckily, they make everything for these cars. Yeah, and, we shouldn't have a problem getting any of it.
Let's get to work. All right, guys, let's go. Let's get it done.
Getting it done is going to be a huge job. First, the crew must strip the body down to bare sheet metal, looking for corrosion. Rust is enemy number one. Any place it's found will be cut out and patched. Once the body is structurally sound, finding the original paint, securing a ton of parts, as well as a rare, authentic engine still lie ahead. Unfortunately, the restoration doesn't get off to a good start.
We got tons of rot back here. It's just not fun for anybody in the body shop who has to fix it. They'll have to cut it out and replace it, patch it on there. That's the only way you can get rid of the rust is just cut it out. Just, you know, once it's there, it's gonna be there.
To determine the extent of corrosion, the crew must explore every crevice and seam on the vehicle's body. Using a special rig called a rotisserie machine, the body is securely suspended above the floor, allowing 360-degree access. Rust assessment for the Z28 is like peeling an onion. Using pressurized baking soda, layers of paint and body filler are blasted away to expose any hidden corrosion. Before long, the soda blasting reveals a disturbing surprise. During backyard pit stops in the 70s, sheet metal patches called skins replaced damaged body sections.
Somebody went and pot riveted quarters skins on this thing, and not the right way to do it. I was hoping to see something better than this. Just reaching my hand up in here, I can tell the outer wheel houses are gone, and I see the lower pillar post here is gone, and it's every time I look, it gets worse.
There's only one solution. The makeshift sections have to be replaced. In the hands of an expert, an air chisel makes short work of the pop rivets and sheet metal. The dissection reveals Alan will need completely new quarter panels, an unexpected and unwelcomed extra cost. Fortunately, Alan knows just where to find replacements, ground up.
Wow. You kidding me? Look at all these, look at the size of this.
Alan, this is it. Muscle car heaven, Camaro Chevelle Nova. This is where it takes place, man.
Luckily for Alan, muscle car popularity has nurtured a massive market for replacement parts. To rebuild the rusty Z28, he'll need lots of them. The quarter panel is just the tip of the iceberg.
All right, Ron, let's just grab Alan a 69 Camaro left side full quarter. Just like GM, Alan. Because I know you got a problem with that one.
Let me tell you what happened. Car comes in, guys take it apart. We strip off some of the paint, and they had skinned the quarter, riveted in place with body filler over the whole thing.
It was a backyard special.
So it was a backyard special. We strip off the paint, and I'm looking at rivet, rivet, rivet. I'm like, what is this? It was just a skin, and it looked great from the outside until you took it apart. I cannot allow that to be, part
Can't
of
have it.
a real restoration.
Can't have it on this car, no way.
Full quarters.
No way. Full quarter right there, baby.
All right, well, we filled up another bag. So
There it is, Alan. There's the last one, so get
Pack
this
her
going
up.
for you.
Great.
2 quarter panels and the hardware cost Alan nearly $7,000, and the rebuild has only just begun. The next morning, Alan gets into the nitty-gritty of the restoration. Every screw and washer, nut and bolt, latch and snap will have to be replaced with the correct part for the restoration to be authentic. Meanwhile, the search for the DZ engine block has gotten off to a disappointing start.
Hi, this is Jim Keegan. I'm calling from Marquee Auto Restorations, and I'm in need of a 618 casting, original DZ stamp block.
A DZ302 is a very, very difficult engine block to find. I didn't think about that when I bought the car. I thought about its history and how important the car would be to restore. Then reality hit.
I know it's a hard item. I know it's a hard item to find. Do you think you might have something like that? No? Just get back to me then. Okay, thank you. Bye.
Jimmy Keegan called a bunch of people. No, 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 and maybe no. And how about no? So he said, well, look, what do you want to do here? You want to make it a 396, a modern? I said, no, it has to be a DZ302.
Okay.
For Alan, an original DZ engine block is the heart of the restoration. But his determination to make the Z28 an authentic rebuild may cost him a lot of money. Alan's betting he can get it all back, plus a profit, at the Atlantic City auction.
No engine.
Classic car expert Alan Lewenthal has purchased a rare 1969 Chevy Camaro Z28 that had been neglected for nearly 30 years. Following the preliminary teardown, his crew discovered the former street racer has been ravaged by rust. Now they continue to examine the entire body for corrosion. Pressurized baking soda strips away paint and Bondo filler to reveal a structural disaster. Beneath the paint and patching, rust has corroded large areas of the steel body. Fundamental supports have been severely damaged. It's far worse than anyone expected.
As soon as our soda blast hit the car, it disintegrated. It was so bad that you could put your hand through the holes in the car. The only thing holding this together was hope. There wasn't even Bondo holding it together.
Alan knows the rust must be cut away, but will there be enough support left to rebuild the car? The body is scheduled for massive surgery. The subpart patches and corrosion have got to go. Pop rivets must be drilled out and any corroded supports removed. An air chisel makes short work of any temporary patches and rusty sheet metal. After the surgery, there's not much left.
Literally, when this is apart, we're gonna have it down to just a shell, you know, not even a shell. You're gonna have a roof, some inner structures, a floor. We're starting with less than the factory started with, let's say that when this is taken apart.
Timber!
The next inspection is crucial to the rebuild. To avoid costly fabrication, Alan needs the primary structural elements to be intact. If rust has weakened essential supports, restoring the body's structural integrity might be too expensive. In the 60s, Camaro bodies were built using structural panels to reinforce steel body sections. With the floor pan as the base, the girder-like panels provide a stiff structure to which sheet metal sections are welded, forming a sturdy shell called a unitized body. Inserted on either side, rockers protect the floor pan and maintain its rigidity. Fenders define the engine compartment and support the hood to complete the Camaro's strong, lightweight body. The core of the driver's side rocker is solid.
These are supposed to be going up in these holes.
But before inspecting the other rocker, the body must be kept rigid to prevent a collapse when the panel is removed.
This is the rocker panel that we're going to install on the driver's side of the car. And Tully's going to now take off the other one. And depending on what's under there, that's going to make or break our day. You see, we cut off the quarters, we cut off the front, we cut off everything we could cut off that was rusted. I'm hoping when Tully takes off this rocker off the car, it'll be solid under there. Because if it's not, I don't know what we're going to do next. It's just more metal work and more days involved, and we just don't have the time.
If this rocker's inner reinforcement is rotten, the whole body is unstable and potentially useless.
I was concerned there was going to be a lot of rot inside the rocker, and you can see this is all very solid.
Yes. Yeah, there's just that
one little hole is nothing. We can fill that, and that's no big deal. You know, we had our bad spots with having to cut off the majority of the car, but now we're getting to see that structurally it's pretty sound deep in, and that's going to save us some time.
With the body diagnosed as structurally sound, the rebuild can begin. But weeks have passed, and Alan's had no luck uncovering a source for an authentic DZ engine block, and the Atlantic City auction is only 6 weeks away.
Hey, Alan.
Yes?
I just found it. I got the DZ block. Guy in Florida had it.
Are you kidding me?
No, real deal.
What happened?
Well, he's not sure of the casting date, but he tells me it's a real deal DZ block, and it's dated February 3rd, which works out so good for us. That's the Flint final assembly number that's stamped on the front.
So, I don't even,
I
can't even talk about cost because who knows what it's going to be, but B, I don't want to know about freight.
Yeah.
Because it's going to be a sickening number.
Yeah.
Just promise me when it gets here, it's in one piece.
It'd probably be about $400. You know?
What I just say, I don't want to know about.
I'm telling you what it's going to be.
All right, as long as it gets here in one piece,
Yeah.
let's go with it.
Yep, and
Cool.
That's it. Good news.
Thank God.
Rebuilding the rockers is a preliminary step toward restoring the Z28's structural integrity. Once in place, a jolt of electricity from a spot welder fuses the new rocker panel to the body. Next, the new quarter panels are installed over the restored supports and locked into place using the same welding techniques proven on the Detroit assembly line. Finally, the welding seams are ground flush with the metalwork. The signature Rally Sport grille from one of the most popular Camaro trim packages tops off the body restoration. But the engine rebuild is a long way from completion. When they're reunited, this classic Z28 street racer will rise again. A crew of top restoration techs is racing to rebuild a rare '69 Chevy muscle car, scheduled to be on the auction block in just 4 weeks.
No engine.
The barn find arrived without a motor, and the correct engine block took weeks to locate. Now that it's arrived, the crew is still a long way from the finish line. There's a complete motor rebuild and installation ahead.
Oh, beautiful.
How about that?
Here's one of the things with the Camaro. We know that the original engine was blown. At some point, there was some big racing engine in it that was taken out. So what we do is, again, we're searching for the part. This is a correct motor for that car. When this is built, it's going to be a champ, just like the car was.
Allen's outsourced the motor rebuild. The DZ block is headed for Lorenzo's fast flow cylinder heads to become a Chevy 302 engine. The factory V8 was rated at a healthy 290 horsepower. But stock horsepower won't be enough for Allen in this restoration.
I'll shoot that over and then I'll be back, all right?
Meanwhile, the rebuilt body gets 4 stock primer coats prior to color application. But back in '69, when this Z28 rolled out of the factory paint booth, stock it was not. The paint coat on this body tag made this Z28 so rare that Allen overlooked its flaws.
When I found this car, the first thing that intrigued me was nothing to do with how bad the bodywork was or anything else. It was the body tag. And the body tag had a very special marking on it. Paint dash dash. Only one way you got that in the '60s was you knew someone who knew someone who knew someone who knew somebody at GM.
Paint dash dash meant the buyer could choose any GM color for this Z28. A little autoarchaeology revealed the original paint and launched a search.
There you go. Now you can see it. So what did we do? We went out and got all of the paint chips from 1969. So we looked through them, and one of the colors that was very close to the car was a Cadillac metallic called Athenian Blue.
The buyer option paint code makes Allen's Cadillac-colored Z28 rare among the rare. Of the 20,000 plus Z28s produced in 1969, odds are this vehicle was the only one with Athenian Blue original paint. With those odds, the chance to do a totally authentic restoration of a one-of-a-kind classic was one Allen couldn't pass up.
If it did not have this paint code, I would have not have built this car. But because of what we have here, very, very special. I'm proud to be part of this project. And at the end of this build, you're going to see a car that's going to just wow you on the show field.
The special order paint code has made Allen's Camaro rare among automobiles. But under all the gloss, the Z28 is a valuable classic muscle car. Now that the car is buffed up, it's time to collect the muscle. Alan's rebuilt 302 engine is waiting at Lorenzo's fast flow cylinder heads, where Lorenzo D'Amore is ready to put it to the test.
Hey, how are you?
Hey, what's up, Alan?
How's
How you
it going?
doing? Good, very good. Very good.
Great toys here today.
Yeah, this place is always full of really neat stuff.
All right, well, today we're here for a special engine for this Camaro. So let's go take a look.
Okay.
Alan spent $8,000 to rebuild the heart of his rare Z28. Time to test its muscle.
Tell me what you've done.
Well, of course, it's a 302 cubic inch Chevrolet engine. We basically rebuilt it to a factory spec.
So we're ready to test?
Yeah, we're ready. We are ready. I'm excited about it.
Me too. I just want to hear her run.
Factory specs call for 290 horsepower from the 302. In the test run, mechanical loads applied by a dynamometer measure the engine's power. After each load or pull, revolutions per minute and torque force data will indicate how much horsepower the rebuild is packing.
I can feel it in the floor.
Oh, yeah. At low RPM, you'll feel it. Now, here's our numbers here, where it's going to make the pull. So we bring it up until we're in that RPM range.
Here it goes.
Okay, let's see what she's got. It'll record everything that we just did. And that's
Where are we
our
at?
first pull.
First
Our first pull is 429 foot-pounds of torque and 369 horse. So let's go from there.
Alan's rebuild blew away the 290 horse factory specs, but how strong is the engine? Tweaking the cylinder timing and opening the carburetor jets for a richer fuel mixture are small changes.
And then here's the jets that we're going to change. We're going to go up at least 2 sizes with these.
The next pull could produce more horsepower, but there's always a chance the increased stress might blow the engine.
Okay, let's see what she's got.
Hold on. Come on, baby, go. Go, go. Woo!
She's...
Holy moly!
That's what 2 more degrees.
No, you don't
What
even
is it?
know.
Come on, give it up.
Pick a number.
407.
Close enough, man.
404.
404.4. Yes! The guys will come by and pick it up.
Yeah, that
And
sounds
next
great.
time you see it, it'll be in a car.
Oh, I can't wait. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a fun one to drive.
No doubt. Thanks again.
Fresh off the dynamometer, the engine can be prepped for installation in the Z28. After fuel, electrical, and cooling systems are restored, the 302 should run just like it was pulled from a GM assembly line.
You know, we bought every nut and bolt for this car. That's factory correct. Every fitting and everything will be correct for this DZ block and the Z28. The buzz is out on this one already.
Is it?
Oh yeah, people have been talking.
The next morning, a healthy roar signals the rebuilt 302 is ready for installation in the Z28 chassis.
It does sound good. Whew. It's mind-blowing.
Now the primary components can come together. The front suspension subframe, which supports the engine, is bolted to the rebuilt unitized body. A seminal construct in the Camaro's innovative design. Support for the Camaro's powertrain and suspension is provided by 2 primary substructures. The steel rail front subframe carries the engine as well as the transmission and the double-arm suspension. Rear body supports, called frame rails, provide connection points for a solid rear axle suspended by semi-elliptical leaf springs. The subframe design provides strength, isolates vibrations, and prevents distortions in the unitized body. It's time for the big push. The auction is only 2 weeks away, but the Camaro has to be road tested first. To establish his rebuild as an authentic muscle car, Alan plans to test it at the drag strip. The days rush by. To keep track of the progress, a to-do list has been posted in the shop. It's long, but the list contains the payoffs, finishing touches that will bring this extremely rare classic motor car back to life. Distinctive X33 racing stripes, signature Rally Sport trim, restored optional interior, and the flashy insignias of a legendary muscle car. Now just days before the drag strip test drive, the to-do list is showing progress, but one remaining item, installing the brakes, could totally destroy the schedule.
Holding? Yeah, I'm still not getting anything. You up? Yeah.
Rebuilding the brake system has turned into a nightmare with more than scheduling consequences.
Pump it hard like you were.
We have no fluid to the front brakes. We certainly want to send Alan out and do a 100-mile-an-hour pass with 20 rear brakes.
Now push down again.
No fluid suggests a critical malfunction in the system.
There's something stuck in the front of that master cylinder. We bled it twice, the pedal went down. Now we can't get anything out of the front of the reservoir. Nothing.
There's got to be something wrong.
It's a big problem. Without brakes, the Camaro can't go 100 miles an hour down a drag strip or to the auction. This setback is frustratingly clear.
This means that this damn thing doesn't work!
A top restoration crew is pushing hard to rebuild a unique 1969 muscle car, scheduled for the auction block in just 1 week. Special original paint marks this Z28 as an ultra-rare edition of one of the hottest street racers Detroit ever made. When it goes up for auction, this legendary muscle car will be worth big dollars. But at the moment, the team's facing a major problem. A bad brake master cylinder has grounded the Speedster. With no brakes, the Z28 can't earn its racing stripes on a drag strip test run. Finding an accurate replacement is a challenge.
This is a rebuilt one I had in my part stock. I had 3 of them, actually. It's the one I picked for the car because I thought it was the most accurate to 69.
The master cylinder supplies hydraulic fluid through lines which transfers pressure from the pedal to the brakes. Alan's drag strip run could easily end in disaster if the brake fluid doesn't flow.
Okay. Let's check this brake fluid out, see if we get any fluid out of here. There it is. That's it. Now we can continue to finish bleeding the brakes, finally.
Whether bleeding air out of the brake lines or reconnecting the electrical components, with each subsystem installation, the crew moves the muscle car a small step toward completion and a big day at the drag strip. For Alan, the small steps add up to an expensive restoration.
Little bills become big bills very quickly. Little pieces over a long period of time add up. So we have spent an astronomical amount of money on this car. 6 figures. My wife doesn't know. I'm into it for 6 figures. I'm over the $100,000 mark for a car that started as a barn find. So it hurts. But I'm making it as authentic as we can, and the team working on it is doing everything possible to make it correct in every way.
I guess we've done as much as we can do. Ready to go. See what happens.
It's time to take the Camaro back to its roots. Today, Alan's out to validate the Z28's high-performance credentials. Here, where the street racers went legit. At raceways across America, like Atco in New Jersey, hot rodders morphed into drag racers. Instead of police lights in the rearview mirror, drivers focused on the heart-stopping starter light called the Christmas tree. Stomping on the gas suddenly handed the driver hundreds of horses to control. And not everyone could. The drags test the driver with the machine.
Slow, though.
Wow.
This restored machine's ready now.
Looks great, guys. It is phenomenal. Whew. Back in its day, we know this car raced. That's what these were meant for. These were meant to race hard. We're gonna see if we can take it down the track and break some records.
Alan's a trained racing driver. He knows that there are enough variables during any race to turn a promising run into a disaster.
You want to tell me anything before I go out here?
Yeah, right before you get ready to go. Hold on, hands up for a while.
I want to prove that the car performs as we build it. So am I worried about taking it down the quarter mile? Definitely. Yeah, I mean, you have rubber on the track, you have wind, and you have concrete walls. You know, 3 things that I don't want to see next to my car.
This test run is a double-edged sword for Alan. Go too fast, he could damage the car. Go too slow, and he'll lose the right to claim his Z28 is a track-tested, genuine muscle car come auction time.
We're pulling up to a line, waiting for that light, and just, you're from nothing to everything you have within your power to get it down the track as fast as you can. That's blood pumping, heart racing action. It's 12 or 14 seconds of hold on white knuckle. It's exciting.
1502.
Woohoo! Good run.
Yeah?
That was pretty sweet. Woo! Oh, man. You get like a quick rush.
A 16-second quarter mile at just over 85 miles an hour is pretty snappy. It might not break any track records, but it may be just enough to win a drag race between old-timers. Mustangs and Camaros were arch enemies back in the day. This is going to be a retro drag classic.
It's exciting.
Drag racing veteran and shop manager Jim Klotz will pilot the Z28, while fellow dragster Roger Wright rides the '69 Mustang.
Years ago, these cars raced the streets of America. 40 years later, we're bringing them to the track as restored, beautiful pieces to see what they can do against each other. Today will be a good showdown, and may the best man win.
Second in a 2-car race.
Slower than the last time.
Yeah, because he left a lot. You know what it is? Yeah, he's leaving a lot at the line. He just wants to show off. He's leaving too much here.
It's exciting.
But the Z28 has earned its racing stripes, and Alan has bragging rights.
Not many people can say they went to the track with their car after they restored it and took it as hard as they could down the track.
Win or lose, the crew's hard work has been worth it. The Z28 is still in one piece and headed to a big bucks auction in Atlantic City. That's where Alan really needs to win. From the rusted remnants of a '69 Camaro, Alan Lewenthal has rebuilt a legendary Z28 street racer in just 12 weeks. Now he's brought it to a classic car sale in a town known for high-stakes games, Atlantic City. Here, collectors and rebuilders indulge in a big money gamble that something old that looks like new is worth a lot of money now and even more in the future. The G. Potter King Classic Car Auction draws players in big numbers. If a vintage vehicle restored for low dollars brings big bucks at auction, the builder wins. When a resurrected classic, rebuilt from rare, expensive parts, fetches a heart-stopping low return on the restorer's investment, the collector wins. It's a game of nerves. Good players know when to hold and know when to fold.
Sold 39,000. Sold 39,000.
For Alan and his classic '69 Z28, it's game time. He's bringing a legend to the block with a special paint job that makes it rare among the rare. This could be the payday Alan's been hoping for.
The bidders are fierce and furious today. There's a lot of money on the table, and big numbers are going across the block. We'll see where we get. I believe today will be the hammer down day. And we're gonna sell the car, and we're gonna move on.
For this Z28, the road to resurrection led from the Rhode Island woods through Alan's Philly body shop in just 12 weeks. By his estimate, Alan has invested more than $100,000 in parts and labor to bring this street racer back to life. What doesn't show on the tally sheet is the dedication to historical accuracy that makes this Camaro authentic down to the last washer. A quality Alan is betting on to bring the right price on the auction block.
I hope to get every last red cent out of the car, but I don't think we're going to get near that. The economy is not there. The collectors, I don't think, are ready for a car that's 6 figures, that's to this quality, but it's part of the game.
Alan's Z28 is a popular collectible classic. No one knows how much he spent to rebuild it, but the buyers know Alan set a minimum price, called a reserve, at which he'll sell the car.
We're placing a serious reserve on the car. And, you know, I'm pushing past 80,000. It's going to get near that. I'm going to let it go. I still think I'm going to lose a little bit of money, but it's okay. We'll see what happens.
69 Camaro, white interior, white racing stripes.
Setting the reserve is Alan's opening bet. Whether he has the nerve to keep the reserve and perhaps lose a sale, or lift it and sell the Z28 for a loss, is where the rubber meets the road. And so, the game begins. Bidding is low, slow, and far below Alan's reserve.
57,000, 57 here, 60, 60,000, 62,000, 62,000, 62,000, 60.
Just as the momentum seems to be building, the bidding stalls.
63,000. You would have been 63? Yes. 64,000. 64,000. 63. 65,000.
Stuck more than 15,000 below his minimum price, Alan shakes up the buyers.
I started to move off the block, and then they were like, wait, because they had more bids. It's a tactic to get interest in the car as it's leaving. Once it's off, it's gone. Come on, let's go. If you want to bid, bid now, or forever hold your peace.
65,000. 65,000. Any other advances? 64, 65,000.
The tactic doesn't work. Now Alan's facing a tough choice.
Tell them to raise the reserve. Let it go. Waive the reserve. I'm selling the car.
Ladies and gentlemen, the reserve is up. The reserve is up. We're going to sell the car for 65,000. The reserve is up at 64, 65,000. Going once. 64, 65,000. Going twice. 65,000 last call. Sold.
It's a hard call for Alan. He chose to fold, sell the car, and lose more than $40,000.
It's a realistic price in today's market, but it's a tough thing to have to say to yourself that you're going to lose that kind of cash. But we'll go at it again on Monday. That's all I can say.
The classic car game takes a gambler's heart. Alan left a lot of cash on the table this time, but there's always the next project.
I have a place called the Hot Rod Hotel, and
The new owner assures him his Z28 will be well appreciated.
I have a 35,000 square foot warehouse, and I have about 50 cars.
This will be a pretty important car, I hope.
Next to my Super V and my LS6.
Fortunately, retirement for the street racer includes visiting rights for Alan.
They have a collection. They have this Hot Rod Hotel with all these beautiful cars. It's important that the car goes somewhere where people can see it, and you know, they're going to believe in it. He said he's going to park it next to one of his rares in his collection. I mean, that's pretty impressive. And hey, he's going to let me come up and drive it, so what else can I ask for?
I got myself a good car.
This is
Thank you,
phenomenal,
Alan.
man. Thank you, thank you.
I'll appreciate this and take care of it.
It's been a long road for Alan and his Camaro. Even though the car didn't sell for his asking price, Alan knows that the next project could be the winner that wipes away the losses. The Camaro rebuild was a thrilling ride, and sometimes that's the best return on investment.
And it's not always about the dollars and cents, it's about doing what I love. There will be good days ahead.